Well, thank you for joining us today. This is the second in a series of virtual webinars that we're going to be doing. That's kind of redundant, virtual webinars, but it's called Resources for Recovery and Growth. This is a series of 6 webinars that we're doing to help businesses learn about the resources that have always been available, but also some that are specific to recovering from COVID. So that's what we're doing here today. I'm Don Newman. I am the manager of the Office of Small Business Advocacy for the Business Action Center. We are the connectors. What we do is we work with small businesses, and we work with all businesses. I work specifically with small businesses to try to connect them to the resources and services that they need. Sometimes what they are may not be aware of, some of the things that are available to them. That's why we're here today, is to talk about what is available to you, so that you learn that you're not alone and that we do have resources to help small businesses. So you're going to hear from 4 speakers today, and they each are going to bring something else to the table when it comes to government procurement. Each speaker will be doing a presentation. We're going to save some time at the end for Q&A. Use the chat feature in the bottom of the screen to submit your questions. We're going to get to as many questions as we can before our time runs out. And if we're not able to get to your question, you can always reach out to me or to one of the presenters for a follow-up conversation. We'd be glad to answer the questions at that time. But for now, you should, hopefully we'll have plenty of time to get to everyone's question. All right, so I'm going to introduce our first speaker today. Our first presenter is Sherry Rose. She's from the New Jersey Institute of Technology's Procurement Technical Assistance Center. They provide assistance to businesses that are looking to get into federal procurement, state procurement, local governments, and so on, and even connecting with prime contractors, which I'm sure she'll talk about. In my intro, they have written here that their services are free. I never say that. I never say their services are free, because services are free. Something that's free has little value, and these services are extremely valuable. They're taxpayer supported. They receive their money from the Defense Logistics Bureau. So these are your tax dollars at work. So take advantage of these programs and these services, because you've already paid for them. You've already put the money on the table. You might as well eat the meal while you're here. So take advantage of the services. You're going to hear from all the people today. And like I say, you're never going to hear me say their services are free. They're no charge to you, because you've already paid for them through your tax dollars. So with that said, I'm going to introduce you to Sherry Rose.
Thank you, Don, and good morning, everyone. And Don, I actually do say just what you said, that you've already paid for these services. Why not take advantage of them? They are at no extra cost to you. So here we are. Just to give you a little bit of a background, the Procurement Technical Assistance Center, the Procurement Technical Assistance Program, was authorized by Congress in 1985 in an effort to expand the number of companies participating in the government marketplace. We are here to assist you in a lot of different ways and a lot of different methods of doing it. I can have the next slide, please. Just to give you an overall of what we do for you. We are your resource for procurement opportunities. Next slide. As Don said, we are funded by the Department of Defense, the Defense Logistics Agency. We work on a cooperative agreement between the government, the federal government, and local entities. There are approximately 300 PTACs across the country. We're located in every state, including Guam, Puerto Rico, All states have at least one. Many have more than one PTAC. In New Jersey, we are a state PTAC. There are two actually in the state of New Jersey. We cover the entire state with the exception of Union County. Union County has its own PTAC, and if you are located in Union County, you will have to go to the Union County PTAC for assistance. If you're located anywhere else in the state of New Jersey, you will come to us. Next slide, please. We assist, of course, we assist small businesses mostly, but we do assist all companies in navigating the government marketplace. We assist you in a lot of different methods. I'm sorry, the slides are kind of slow and catching up to me, and I kind of jump ahead if I say something too fast, then we'll come back and talk about it later. Next one, please. We're here to help you increase winning contracts in the public and private sector. We help you with government contracts, not just federal, but state and local, and also for subcontracting with large prime contractors. Next slide. We have our clients have won over, I don't know, $300 and some million worth of contracts. Maybe it's in the next slide. I don't remember how we did this. This is not the presentation, but I thought we were going, oh, $1.8 billion in contract awards. We are one of the original PTACs that were formed in this country in 1985. So we've been in existence for quite a while. Next slide, please. So we help you prepare to do business with the government. We usually recommend that you have been in business for at least 2 years and have an established business. The reason we say that is because the government wants to make sure that when they award a contract, that they are awarding it to a company that has the capability of performing the contract on a timely basis and has the financial stability to be able to perform on the contract. So we usually like to see a company that's been in business, that has a positive flow of income and has a track record of performance history that the government can rely on. Next slide. So we help you tap into procurement opportunities. And the way we do that is, of course, when you come into our program, you register with us. We will talk to you and see where you are in the procurement process, in the government, in your actual establishment, what types of business you do, and we will help you find procurement opportunities. There are many different ways that we can do that for you, and we help you do research. The government has databases that you can research. You can do your own market research in determining what types of contracts are out there in your industry, what agencies purchase what you have to sell, what contracts have been awarded in your industry, in your business. And you can go back 1 year, 5 years, as many years as you want to in doing this research. You can find out who's been awarded the contracts and the price of the contracts, the overall price of the contract. We can help you do that market research to find out all of these things. So you go into this with a knowledge base, so you know where to focus your efforts. It makes no sense that you concentrate on approaching one particular government agency that doesn't buy what you have to sell. So we try to steer you in the right direction and counsel you on the right thing to do. Next slide, please. The federal government, our federal government, is the largest purchaser of goods and services in the entire world. They purchase in excess of, well, our slide says 500 billion. I think it's up to 530 or 40 billion. I did hear that figure yesterday. So why not? Why not go there and see if you can get some business for you? So we'll try to guide you in the right direction and assist you in that. Next slide. We also help, as I said, with state, county, local governments. There's an untapped resources out there for you. Some of the counties in the state of New Jersey have set asides for small business, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, and service-disabled veteran-owned businesses. There are separate programs for all of these socioeconomic programs. So we help you kind of focus. If you're not quite ready to do business with the federal government, we help you get started with state and local county governments also. Next slide. Of course, we also help with subcontracting with private sector, large government prime contractors who are always looking for small business sources. Next, I'm sorry, this is kind of an abbreviated slides over here. Next slide, please. So we help prepare you to do all of these things. There are many ways that we can help you prepare. We help you get registered in government databases, in particular, the System for Award Management, SAM, and the offshoot of that for small businesses that is maintained by SBA called the Dynamic Small Business Registration Database. We help you get registered in those databases. They are strictly databases. They will help you focus on what you do. And you must be registered to do business with the federal government in those databases. If you're a small business, of course, you should definitely be in the Dynamic Small Business Database, DSBS. By the way, if you do business with the government, you have to get used to acronyms. Everything is an acronym. So hopefully we'll help you work through that maze also. Next slide, please. So we help you compete and win contracts. We obtain the information on what you do. We get your keywords. We put them into a database, and we offer a free bid matching. Free, there's that word again. A bid matching service for which you do not have to pay. We put these into our database, and you will receive notifications of solicitations being issued by federal, state, and local governments, not prime contractors. The prime contractors do not subscribe to these databases. We only search those databases that are publicly available. And if large businesses only publish in certain publications or trade journals, we do not have access to that. So those are not listed there. These are only federal, state, and local county, municipalities, school districts, things like that you will get notification of on a daily basis. So we help you refine your search, your keywords, and we help you review everything, and we explain solicitations to you and help you work through some of the regulations that apply. Government has lots and lots of regulations for which you must be eligible, and you must be aware of them also. Next slide, please. There's that wonderful word again, free services and resources. Yes, there's no charge to you. We offer these services to you free of charge. Some of them we have to pay for. That comes out of our budget, and we offer them to you at no cost. Next slide, please. We have 3 offices. Our main office is located in Newark, associated with NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. We have an office in Atlantic City, which is where I'm located. And there is a new office in Camden. Actually, it's there, but it's not being populated at the moment. We are all working remotely, but we are available at all times, just as if we were in an office. It's a new office in Camden, which will also be a focus for training. And as soon as everything eases with this pandemic, these offices will be fully staffed. Like I said, we are all working remotely now, but we are all available. Next slide, please. So this is some of the resources. These are some of the things that we offer to you. We offer free individual counseling. Free. Here we go. We talk to you all the time. We help you, as I said, with market research. We find out your target market. We help you approach these buyers, the small business specialists, those people that are looking to do business with you. We help you prepare capability statements. We, of course, I just went over our electronic bid match that we offer you. We help you with the registrations in SAM and Dynamic Small Business and for any other databases for which you must be registered. We help you with certifications. There are a number of socioeconomic programs that the federal government offers for which you must be pre-certified. We help you with those certifications. Of course, the state has its own certification programs. We have information available on all of that, and we can help you with that. We help you navigate all of these information databases. If what you are selling is purchased by the government through a multiple award schedule, such as the GSA federal supply schedules, we can help you get registered for that. GSA schedules are not for everybody, and not every agency utilizes those schedules. So we help you make those decisions on whether or not it is for you. We help you with matchmaking. We, of course, when there's no pandemic, we do all these things in person. Right now, everything's being done virtually. And there are matchmaking sessions that are being held virtually. We put you in touch with all of those. When you get a proposal, a solicitation that you might be interested in, we can review that with you and explain some of the conditions and some of the requirements. When you are ready to prepare a proposal, we can review it with you. We can help you with it. We can't write them for you, but we can discuss them with you. We can review them. I just did one this morning for one of my clients, and we can review it. We can make suggestions on how you may be able to make them a little bit better, to enhance them, or just to make sure that you've addressed the issues that the government is looking for. We put you in touch with various events that are going on, such as the one we're on today. We help you with those that may be of interest to you and which ones you should attend. We go over the government buying process. We help you with government rules, regulations, and processes. We help you with cybersecurity, which is a huge issue right now. The federal government has put in place some enormous regulations that are a little bit confusing and very cumbersome, especially on small businesses. So we help you with your qualifications and your readiness for cybersecurity. One of the methods of payment the government uses, defense logistics agencies, mostly use the wide area workflow. We help you with that. We help you explain all of that. Of course, like I said, we go through the government regulations for you, and we help you with getting your books ready, because you have to keep your books in certain methods that are acceptable to the federal government. And we have lots and lots of training sessions and webinars. To see those training sessions and the events that are upcoming that we're sponsoring or involved in or conducting on our own, you can go into our website, which is www.njit.edu/P as in Paul, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, C as in Charlie, ETAC. And in the left-hand column, you will see a button that says events. If you click on that, it'll bring you up to date on all the various events that we're holding and how you register for them. Next slide, please. So why not find out what's available for you? Enhance your opportunities to compete and begin winning contracts. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a learning process, and you have to go through it, but we're there to help you with it. So we are your resource for government contracting, prime, sub, federal, state, and local. So please register on our website. We are happy to talk to you, but we would like you to register in advance on our website, www.njit.edu/ETAC. You'll see a button that says register for services, and there's a lot of information on our website. So if you'd like to take the time to go through it, please be my guest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. And I wanted, something I meant to mention up front, and I'm going to mention it now, is that, our goal today is not to have you come off this webinar with a contract. That's not reasonable. But what we want to do is let you know that there are resources out there to help you, learn how to become a government vendor, and how to navigate the complicated processes of becoming a vendor for the federal government or the state government or local government. The largest purchaser of goods and services in the world is your government. So that's the purpose today. So thank you very much, Sherry.
Thank you, Don.
The Procurement Technical Assistance Centers are great. So our next speaker, we did have some comments about slides during the last presentation. So I will tell you that there's just one slide here, so we won't be advancing any slides. So our next speaker is Jacqueline Mejas Fortes, and I know I'm going to get your name wrong, even though I've known you for years. Jacqueline is the regional director for the Small Business Development Center in Monmouth and Ocean County. I'm going to let her talk about who the Small Business Development Centers are, but she's also an entrepreneur. She puts on some great events through her center that I've participated in the past. So here's a person that has both entrepreneurial skills and the skills as a regional director, which creates a regional center that really understand your needs. So they're one of my favorites of the 12 centers that they operate. So I present for you, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Don, and thank you for inviting me to come and speak on behalf of the New Jersey Small Business Development Center. And yes, Don, I know we really like each other because we work really hard making sure that we provide the services needed for the small business community. And for those of you who are not aware of the New Jersey Small Business Development Center, I do want to, bring it to your attention. We're part of a national organization. It's not just here in the state of New Jersey, but in all 50 states, as well as the US territories, which includes Guam, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands and the Samoas. I have to always remember to keep them in there. So the SBDC is a nonprofit organization that actually maximizes its resources to deliver statewide educational assistance to strengthen the small and mid-sized business community. We do that as a way of contributing to the growth of the local, state, and national economies. So the SBDCs are known as America's Small Business Development Center, right? And as such, we partner with host institutions to make sure and economic development agencies to ensure that we are bringing the resources needed. We do work with PTAC, I have to say, as well as the Business Action Center. So just taking you back a little bit as to how did we come to be the Small Business Development Center, specifically here in the state of New Jersey. And I'm really proud of this because it was back in 1978 and it was established through Congress, but we were one of the national's SBDC pilot programs. And what does SBDC stand for? The Small Business Development Center. Today, the NJSBDC here in New Jersey is actually a network, which is composed of our headquarters location, which is at the Rutgers Business School in Newark and New Brunswick. And we have 12 full service regional centers and an additional 28 affiliate offices located throughout the state of New Jersey. So what does that mean to you? Actually, that there is an SBDC center in your backyard. We cover all 21 counties, and meaning we cover the entire state of New Jersey, making it accessible to anyone who needs assistance when it comes to business development. Our regional centers are hosted by and affiliated with a 2-year or 4-year college university program with a major footprint for comprehensive small business assistance and outreach. This was done intentionally, putting us in higher education, making sure that we were available to the business community. So who are we? In addition to that, we provide technical support. We see ourselves as the technical support partners for this SBA, which is the Small Business Administration, the Business Action Center, and other state agencies as well. We are funded in part by the SBA, as well as the Business Action Center, our host institutions, and other private entities. You know, all this, they do this, I should say, is because they know the importance of the small businesses and what they bring to the economy. All right, so for our SBDC, our mission is absolutely simple. It's to assist and guide established small businesses and inspiring entrepreneurs in creating and expanding a competitive cutting edge, all right? It is to help them turn results into sustainable growth, provide job creation, in addition to helping those achieve that American dream. You know, when we think about business ownership, isn't that part of the American dream? So one of the things that I felt I wanted to share with you a little bit more about our SBDC, which we are a network. I love calling the other 12 centers sister centers, because we have created such an amazing infrastructure here in the state of New Jersey that we are really able to assist the small business community in a variety of things. So to kind of show you what we've done, at least last year overall, I want to summarize for you our outcome, the impact we had last year. So this is we count everything on a federal fiscal year. So for us, from October 1st, 2019 to September 30th, 2020, we counseled over 5,800 clients. This is one-on-one consulting. We delivered over 19,800 hours of counseling hours, you know, averaging about 3.5 per case. 67% of our clients were established businesses. That means that from that number, about 4,000 of them were already in business. We assisted over 307 clients start new businesses. We sponsored over 580 training sessions statewide. Those training sessions, we trained over almost 12,000. 11.5, let me not exaggerate, right? And we delivered over 1,500 training hours of training seminars. You know, in terms of job support that we offered our clients to make sure, again, for us, it's about you becoming a sustainable business, and procurement is a huge part of that. But it was also so you could keep on employing individuals. So we assisted in the support of over 25,584 total jobs supported through working with us at the SBDC. We facilitated in over $144 million in financing for our clients. Our clients generated more than $2.9 billion in sales revenue. Something to think about. That's why we treasure our small businesses here in the state of New Jersey, and especially the SBDC. You know, 87 million conservatively was in sales tax revenue to the state of New Jersey. So in doing this, it was just to show you the impact that our services have with the small business community. We're here to assist you in any way we can. That being said, as Don Newman said, you know, procurement is just one facet. We want to make sure that there are different ways of business development that you can engage in order to create a sustainable program. Now, out of our headquarters, which I mentioned is up at Rutgers, Newark, in the business school there, we have some specialty programs. One of them is actually a procurement program. And again, we work with our resource partners, those that are on the call today, especially with PTAC. We've worked with them in the past. So if there's something that we can do, because we are not the end all for everyone, we do reach out to our resource partners. We make sure that you don't fall between the cracks. Like Don, he says he's the connector. We're also connectors. You know, we want to make sure that you receive the services that you need. So our procurement program, its main mission is to provide superior quality programming and counseling services to the New Jersey small minority, women business owners, as well as regular small businesses. Our purpose is to help you position your business in such a way that you can realize the profitability and sustainability in the federal, state, local, and public government. We provide assistance via web conferencing, especially now because of COVID and pandemic, right? But I also had some numbers that I wanted to share with you. And we collect information like most organizations on this call. And for the past 5 years, I wanted to see how have we done with procurement. And to my delight, I could attest to that we've helped over 135 clients receive some form of certification, whether it was 8A, HubZone, which are federal, MBE certified, and that is that you are certified as a minority business owner, New Jersey Small Business Entity Registration. We help with the small development business certification count, or it's not development, excuse me, is disadvantage, and women business entity as well. So looking at that number and saying, here we're telling you this is who we help. And again, just like PTAC, we can help you register in certain programs, because as it was mentioned before, if you're not registered in the right database, you don't have the right certification, this can prohibit you from obtaining a contract from any entity. You know, it could be federal, it could be state, it could be local. In addition to that, in terms of contracts, I'm happy to report that in the last 5 years, we assisted in over $51 million in contracts for our clients. So I want you to know that our expertise is there when it comes to procurement. Again, we have no problem saying, if we cannot help you here, we know where to send you. In addition to the procurement program, we have our international trade program. And this particular program, again, provides one-on-one counseling, offers courses throughout the year, is helping you identify what are the essential aspects that you need to know about international trade. In addition to that, we have our technology and commercialization program. And this particular program does focus on guiding small businesses who are interested in applying for the Small Business Innovation Research and Transfer of Technology grants. So we have a program that specifically deals with helping you achieve and obtain those grants. The coaches, the consultants that work with you under that program, they review your proposal. They want to make sure that the information that's in it, it's exactly what is being sought through those contracts. So we do provide some critiques. I have to say that our SBDC, we are extremely helpful, but we can be tough because we want you to succeed. So we really work at making sure that you are always putting your best foot forward. And now, because of COVID, the pandemic, I'm trying to get away from saying COVID-19 and sticking more to the pandemic. Due to the pandemic that we've all experienced through this past year, a program that came up from headquarters as well is our New Jersey Thrive Upgrade Your Business program. And this is a comprehensive program of several online courses designed to help your business leverage its capability and competitive edge in today's economic climate. The program is designed to help enhance your business management skills for your business. You know, the goal here is to help your business succeed even further and get to the point of post-pandemic resiliency. The benefit of the program is that it does offer comprehensive business management training. You are receiving this training from content experts, along with the streamlining consulting, which reinforces the training. I do have to let you know that the timeframe for this program, it did begin January of 2021, and it will end September 30th, 2021. More information on that program, as you can see, I have, visit over here at njsbdc.com. I highly urge you to go onto the website, see what programs are available. We're constantly putting up new information of new programs that we're constantly adding to the New Jersey Thrives program. So how do we do this? What services do we actually provide for you? And as it was said before, we are your tax dollars at work. You've already paid for us. I highly encourage you, take advantage of us. And I am, I'm one person that never says free, even though it says, I'm looking at my slide and I'm saying free. No, I don't, because as it was stated, and I don't know if Don Newman said it before our conversation that we got on, but people equate free to of no value. And I have to tell you, speak to our clients and our past customers, and you would and will see the value that we can bring to your organization. So how do we provide our services? Through low cost or no cost training. The trainings are done, whether, especially now virtually is where we're going right now, but in normal times, or whatever we want to call normal in the near future. Again, we have some in person as well. Our workshops do consist of those that encompass business development. That could include the business plan, business model development, your financials, marketing strategies, social media strategies, development of your website, and the list goes on and on and on, simply because business development is not just one thing. But we don't want you to become overwhelmed either. That's the point of us working with you to help you formalize the strategy. Now, the beauty of this is that it is at no cost to you. See, I'm not using the word free. I'm just saying no cost. Why do I say it's at no cost to you? Because you've already paid for it through our tax dollars, through your tax dollars. I say ours because I pay taxes as well. But in addition to that, our counseling is confidential. And this is critical for us. We work with clients in preparing loan packages. You have to be forthcoming with us. You have to feel comfortable that what you're telling us, we don't share with anyone else. And the matter of the fact is that we share it with no one. It doesn't matter that we are funded by SBA, that we're also funded in part by the Business Action Center and some other organization. We do not share your information with them. Yes, we collect the information. It gets aggregated because we have to report. Yep, we're receiving funding from the federal government as well as the state. They want to see a return on investment for the dollars that they're giving us, and we don't blame them. But as a client of ours, I want to assure you that everything you tell us is strictly confidential and it's one-on-one. So we provide national expertise to help you create that competitive edge. We have seasoned private sector consultants that provide in-depth counseling to help you establish high growth. In addition to that, I mentioned earlier, we just don't cover business plan. We talk loan packaging. Right now, there's a great deal of you that are probably in a position where you may need to obtain a loan. Contact us. We can work with you, making sure that you put your best foot forward when going to apply for the loan. Like a resource partner that we are, we have partners as well that are in the whole world of financing that can assist you with that as well. So for us, as the times continue to change, one of the things that I do love about working for the SBDC, which I've been doing for 13 years now, is that we are constantly developing new programs as the needs arise. The pandemic hit, I could assure you, we have created some amazing programs to really help your business grow. So remember, the New Jersey Thrive Upgrade Your Business is one of those programs. And I do want to say, any additional information, I welcome you to contact our organization, which is at njsbdc.com. Do sign up for the monthly newsletter. We do put one out on a weekly basis from our headquarters as well, highlighting the different programs and the information that you need as a small business owner here in the state of New Jersey to stay on top of all the changes that are occurring. So I love the fact that we are able to collaborate with other organizations to make sure that our clients get the most out of the resources that are available to them. It's not one resource over another. We're here, and I know that, and I hope I can speak collectively for all those that are on the call. We're here to help you, the small business community. So remember, we are your tax dollars at work. please don't delay contacting us. See how we can be of assistance to you to help you grow your business, whether it is in just procurement or beyond, because procurement is not that small. You know, it goes definitely beyond that. As Sherry has said before, you know, you have to make sure you have a good marketing strategy, that you know your market, you know your industry. You know, government is not just going to give you a contract just because. They want to make sure that you've been around for a while, that your business is resilient, that it is sustainable before they award you a contract. So again, feel free, visit our website, which is the njsbdc.com. That is our main headquarters website. Again, sign up for our weekly or our monthly newsletter, and you can register on that site for counseling. So I wish everyone, and I hope you have some questions for me a little later, but if you don't, I wish everyone safe weekend. It's coming up. I see Thursday as like the beginning of my weekend, but I do ask everyone, you know, let's keep on practicing safeness by wearing our masks, washing our hands, 6-foot distancing, so we could beat this pandemic. Thank you, Don, for giving me the opportunity to speak. And remember, this is Jacqueline Mejias Fuertes from the New Jersey Small Business Development Center at Brookdale Community College.
Thank you very much. So we're going to move right along. We are running a little long, so please bear with us. So next up is Nadar Jones. He is with the Department of Transportation with their Civil Rights and Affirmative Action Unit. They help business. Well, I'm going to let him tell you what they do. But don't forget, Department of Transportation, they're one of the people you're going to sell to. So this is an important this is an important presentation, because this organization spends, contracts out with a lot of businesses. So this is a good one to listen to. So take it away, Nadar.
Thank you, Don. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, my name is Nadir Jones. I'm the manager for contract compliance and contractor oversight for the small agency called the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Next slide. So what is our mission statement? In general, the DOT provides a world-class transportation system that enhances the quality and life of residents and the traveling public in the state of New Jersey. And we aim to achieve a consistent progress through focused investments in keeping the infrastructure in the state in good repair. And in addition, the department also simulates and sustains smart development and economic growth throughout its counties and employees the latest technologies to adapt to changing conditions and environments. Next slide. So what I'm going to discuss briefly, because I know we're short on time, is I'm going to discuss how to become pre-qualified as a contractor with DOT. I am going to talk briefly about Dbe certification. I'm going to talk about our new emerging small business enterprise program. I'm going to discuss the business success training program that we've implemented 5 years ago. I'm going to talk about some general contract compliance, and then I'm going to talk about maybe some upcoming bidding opportunities. Next slide. So as far as pre-qualification is concerned with DOT, if you want to bid directly with us as a prime contractor at DOT, you have to become pre-qualified. It's a small application, about 5 to 6 pages. But most importantly, what we're going to be looking at is about a year's worth of financial statements. Okay, we don't accept QuickBooks, and we don't accept compiled financial statements. We only accept CPA reviewed or audited financial statements. So if you have any issues with your financials, my suggestion is get with Jacqueline or get with Sherry from the SBDC and with NJIT, so we can get your financials in order so you can actually submit in your pre-qualification, so you actually start bidding some work directly with us. Okay, now as far as we don't reject anyone that submits in a pre-qualification application. We just want to make sure that your financials are reviewed and audited. But then there is a pre-qualification committee that votes to let you in so you can bid. So the Chief Financial Officer of Finance and Administration sits on that committee, along with the Assistant Commissioner of Transportation Operations and Systems and Support, the Assistant Commissioner from the Capital Program, the Director from the Division of Procurement, The director from the Affirmative Action Civil Rights Office, our office, sits on that voting committee. And then you also have 2 non-voting members, which is the Deputy Attorney General and the Manager of Bureau of Construction Services. Next slide. So we do pre-qualified contractors in 41 primary work types. I'm not going to go through all 41, but based upon our capital plan and budget, I'm just going to discuss a few of the main jobs that we're procuring right now. So grading, paving, heavy civil highway work, bridges, tunnels, electrical, landscaping, general concrete, are some of the major scopes of jobs that we're procuring right now. So if your primary scope of work or any of these 41 primary work types, you have an opportunity to do work directly with us at the DOT as a prime contractor, whether you're a small business, a DBE, minority, women, or veteran-owned contractor. Next slide. So I'm going to just briefly discuss about Dbe certification. As far as, we're a federal recipient, so we only certify for DBEs. So it's our policy to ensure that DBEs, as defined by the Code of Federal Regulations 49 CFR Part 26, have an equal opportunity to receive and participate in DOT-assisted contracts. What this does is this helps create a level playing field in which DBEs can compete fairly on US DOT-assisted contracts, and it helps remove barriers to participation of DBEs on DOT-assisted contracts. And also, lastly, it's also to help assist the development of firms that can compete successfully in the open marketplace outside the DBE program, right? We are a federal recipient. We do spend your taxpayers' dollars, so our mission is to spend those taxpayers' dollars in a more inclusive manner. So this is the purpose of the DBE program. Next slide. We also have an emerging small business enterprise program. And in general, the reason why we implemented this program is because we really wanted to increase small business prime contracting opportunities here at DOT. What we really want to do is move a lot of the small businesses, whether you're disadvantaged, minority, women, or veteran, out of the subcontracting space. So you have an opportunity to control your own destiny. So you're not at the mercy of another prime contractor as a sub. So basically, in fiscal year 2020, our transportation capital program totaled about $3.7 billion, and is funded primarily by the State Transportation Trust Fund, federal funds, and some third-party resources, and DOT. So we have about $2.3 billion capital budget. So we spend a lot of money, a lot of taxpayers' money, right? So we established that the Emerging Small Business Program certification in order to create competition for small businesses on DOT projects through race-neutral means. It's pretty much a selfish ambition for us, because the more competition that, the more pre-qualified firms that we have, and the more competition that we have competing and bidding on our projects, that drives prices down, which in turn saves us money in how much money the taxpayers monies that we spend. So currently, to date, we have about 34 pre-qualified firms certified in the program. We're looking to get that number up to about 150 to 200 firms in the Emerging Small Business Program. Next slide. So in addition to the ESB program, we also have what we call the Bridge to Success training program. This is a 21-week training program that we usually start in August and end in December. And it's aimed to assist certified small businesses, DBE, MBE, veteran-owned contractors gain access to the tools to grow their construction, to grow their companies. And for a period of 1 year, selected participants will receive free in-depth business and technical training in vital business areas and receive some one-on-one technical assistance. So just to give you a flavor and idea of the type of courses that we teach everything from how to bid a job, scheduling, accounting, how to get paid, contract law, business communication, how to be an effective CEO, safety and quality training, access to capital and bonding. So this is just some of the curriculum that we do teach during this training program. And again, you as a taxpayer It's free. Okay, so definitely take advantage of this Bridge to Success training program. Since the inception back in 2016, we've helped over 30 DBE grow their firms out of the subcontracting space and pretty much grow their business in various aspects of their business. Several of them were successful in attaining work with DOT in other agency projects. So just last year, I think the total was about $11 million of work that was awarded to these particular contractors who took the training. Next slide. So just to kind of give you some metrics, there's a bit of a typo. This is actually last year's program results. We awarded about 122 projects, totaling close to about $1 billion worth of work last year. 67 million of those contracts were awarded to certified DBE firms. 116 million of those contracts were awarded to certified SBE firms, small businesses. And as far as payment is concerned, because payments are different from awards, about $48 million were paid to certified DBE contractors in fiscal year 2020, and about 102 million were paid out to certified SBE firms in fiscal year 2020. Next slide. So kind of just to wrap it up, because I know we're short on time, get pre-qualified. If you're a subcontractor and you want to move out the subcontracting space and become a prime contractor here at DOT, get pre-qualified. Take control of your own destiny. If you're a small business and you want to bid on federal projects, get certified as a DBE. It's only going to just enhance the profile of your business, and it's just going to help you in the long run. Apply for the ESBE program. Take advantage of the Bridge to Success training program. You know, it's 21 weeks, 21 courses. It's free. I think you can really receive some added value to attending that particular training. And then again, you gain access to bidding opportunities. You get to bid on work, and you gain experience on taking advantage of this $2.3 billion capital program. So with that being said, if there's no questions, I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Nadir. Before we bring on Anna, I just want to very quickly, Sherry, I believe, is going to need to drop off in a few minutes because of another prior commitment. So we did have one question for her that I wanted to ask her before she has to drop off. And that is, someone has asked about list of all the federal websites that are important for them to have to go after federal contracts. I don't know if you have a suggestion for them to find those websites or.
There's not just one list. There are thousands of federal buying activities, and you would have to determine your target audience who buys what you have to sell, and then narrow the field down from there. Not only the Department of the Army, for instance, or the Department of the Navy, but which exact buying activity under that big umbrella. So, we can help you narrow that down, but there is no just one list of every single federal buying activity. It's impossible. You wouldn't be able to do that. There are thousands of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, but I do have to drop off in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to do that, so that we didn't lose you. So anyway, so I'll bring up our last speaker, Anna Vilgren. Anna is one of the certification officers with the Department of Treasury, Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services. I've known Anna for a very long time. The office that she works for now used to be part of the New Jersey Economic Development and Tourism Commission, which was actually the office that I worked for at the time. When that office broke up, we all kind of went separate ways to provide services, continue to provide the services, but under a different umbrella. I ended up at the Business Action Center, Anna and her colleagues ended up with the Division of Revenue. So we're old colleagues. So anyway, so let me turn it over to Anna, and thank you very much for giving your presentation.
Good afternoon. My name is Ana Vilgren, and thank you for the invitation, Dan. I'm a certification auditor at the state of New Jersey with the Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services. My job as an auditor is to review and evaluate applications when vendors apply for the certification programs for the state of New Jersey. The certification unit at New Jersey Department of Treasury is the office in charge of processing the small business processing registration and certification for the following programs: for a small business enterprise, minority business enterprise, women-owned business enterprise, minority and women-owned business, veteran-owned business registration, and disabled veteran-owned business. In this presentation, I will give a brief of the qualification for each program. Next, please. The Small Business Set-Aside Program, SBE. There is a 25% goal for state contract dollars allocated to currently approved New Jersey small business. In order for you to participate on the set-aside program, you have to be approved as an SBE. The standards of eligibility is that you have to be the principal place of business in New Jersey, which means at least 51% or more of your gross revenue has to be in New Jersey, or 51% of your full-time employees must be working in New Jersey. It must be independently owned and operated. Next. The business must be registered with the Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services, which means that you have to have the business registration certificate active. The business must be for profit. You must have 100 or less full-time employees. There are revenue limits which are based on your NAICS code, the North American Industrial Code, which sets the revenue limit for the type of business that you have. Next. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the minority and women business enterprise. It's defined as at least 51% independently owned, operated, and controlled by minority and women. This certification is good for corporate, municipal, and county work. The standard of eligibility is at least 51% owned by the minority or women owned. It must be independently owned and operated. The management, control, and operating has to be by the owner, minority, or women. The business must be for profit. And as some of the documentation that you need to provide will be like tax returns, financial statements, resumes, lease agreements, etc. You're gonna see the list of documentations required when you apply. Next, please. The set-aside program for disabled veteran-owned business. There is a set-aside goal that the state awards at least 3% of its contract's dollar amount to service-related disabled New Jersey registered approved veteran business standards of eligibility. Disabled veteran means a resident of the state who has been officially verified by the United States Department of Veteran Affairs as a service-disabled veteran, as determined by a disability award letter. Next. The standard of eligibility. The principal place of business must be in New Jersey. It must be independently owned and operated, at least 51% owned by persons who are service-disabled veterans. Next. It must be registered with the Division of Revenue. You have to have the business registration certificate. It must be for profit, and there is no application fee for this application. One of the documents that you have to provide is the letter from the Veteran Affairs for the disability. Next. Veteran-owned business. Any citizens and resident of this state honorably discharged or released on the honorably circumstances serve any branch of the armed forces reserve component for at least 90 days. The standards of eligibility is Principal place of business must be in New Jersey, must be independently owned and operated. At least 51% must be owned by the New Jersey resident who are veterans discharged by the disabled veterans. Next, please. How to apply. All these programs that I spoke about, you can apply online, which when you go to this website, is actually make it easy for you and for us because all the communication is online. So when you apply, the system will give you a pending status, which means the application is going to be reviewed by the auditor. It's just waiting online to be reviewed. If something is missing, the office will send you an email notification saying that something is missing or if we have a question. The system will allow you to respond to that. You have to upload the missing information. Once the application is approved, you will also receive an email notification stating that you have been approved and you will be able to print your certificate online. The application fee is $105. If the applicant company applies for multiple designations at the same session, the application fee will be $105 for all of them. So make sure that when you apply, the system will tell you that you might qualify for the following programs. So make sure you select all of them if you like to apply and go for the same fee. For help or questions, you may contact the office. The main line is 609-292-2146. Fax 609-984-6679. And you have, I believe my presentation has my email, and I'll be there. If you have any question, you can always email me, or Dan will always send me any request that you might have. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation.
Thank you, Anna, and very, very nice to see you. But I have a question for you. Back in my day when I was involved with the office, an MBE or WB had to have made a sale before they could apply. Does that rule still apply?
No, there can be zero revenue. It can be a new business. It's okay. It can be a new business with zero revenue, and there is the first time will be like 1 year certification.
Okay.
It's like yeah. So that's those changes are coming up. They're still working on the system to to show all the changes for the new regulations, but we still they're still working on. Okay. But if it's a new business with zero revenue, they can apply.
That's great. That's new, and that's why I asked. Okay, so I'm going to, although we're over time right now, I'm going to ask to see if anybody has any additional questions. Okay, so somebody had the same question I asked, so I'm glad I was able to get that answer. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm only going to leave this open for another couple of minutes before I close it out, but I'm just going to quickly go through some things as you ask your questions. So, for example, here's the rest of our program, rest of our series that will be coming up. So we have our technical assistance opportunities, financial resources, COVID safety in the workplace. But we're also going to be covering some other obligations an employer has to their employees through the Department of Labor and Workforce Development. That is really one of the more vital programs we're going to be presenting. So I encourage people that may not have considered that to go ahead and join that webinar as well. And then the lesser known resources, those are just a few organizations that provide resources to small businesses that you probably did not know existed or did not know that they provided those resources. So that's an interesting one. So I encourage you to sign up for any of these. Now on my next slide, you'll see I have our contact information. So if you need to contact any of the speakers today, or you have questions about what the Business Action Center does, or how we can help you navigate regulatory issues or any other business related question, you can reach out to us either through 1-800-JERSEY-7. You can reach out to me directly through the email. But we also have a new feature, which is a live chat. So if you go into business.nj.gov, there's a little icon on the bottom where you can actually send in a written request for information or a written question. You're going to be speaking to a live operator who can answer those questions. So it's not a robot. You may get some automated responses up front, but you'll eventually end up speaking to a person, and it's a real person. You're not talking to AI, and we can answer your questions, whether it be on COVID relief programs or any other business related question. We also can connect you directly to a representative from the Treasury Department, Division of Taxation, to answer your tax questions, because tax records are confidential. We don't have access, but we have that ability. We can also transfer you to the Economic Development Authority to answer questions about their programs. And we will be expanding that soon. I won't mention which organizations will be joining us, but we'll be expanding that soon to other organizations within the state government so that they can answer your questions through that live chat. So it's a great new starting point for people to contact the state. And I believe that's all I have. See if there's any questions that have come in while I was babbling on there. No, I don't. Anna, there is one question for you where someone is asking about having to apply again after they've already applied. Will they have to pay a fee again?
Yes, they have to, yeah, they have to pay the fee, reapply and pay the fee.
Okay, all right. And can you, Anna, can you share your email or email that is available to your office? I know one time we talked about you having a general email box. I'm not sure if that's still happening.
I'm gonna share my email for now. I believe there is one, but I don't have it with me right now, so I'm gonna share my email.
Okay. All right, so you're typing that into the.
I'm typing it in, yeah.
Perfect, okay. Let me just see if there was any other questions. If you do have any other questions, please reach out to me. I don't want to keep everyone too much longer because of the we're over time. So thank you very much for the presenters. To the presenters, thank you to the attendees for joining us today and being willing to spend a little bit of time with us learning about government procurement. Take a look at some of the upcoming programs, and I recommend that you join us for those as well. All right, thank you very much, and have a wonderful weekend. Since Jacqueline is declaring Thursday is the start of the weekend, I'm gonna go with that. So have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.